Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be featuring the new Tier 10 Dockyard Battleship, the Wisconsin. As you can see, it looks like an Iowa, because it is an Iowa-class battleship, actually, at Tier 10, which is pretty cool. So the Dockyard ship, there's gonna be 30 total levels. There's gonna be 2 starter packs available, 2 phases for 3,200 doubloons, or 9 phases for 12,000 doubloons. 3,200 doubloons will be the minimum cost for Wisconsin if a player does not already own West Virginia 1944. If a player owns the West Virginia 1944, which is a Tier 7 battleship premium, then they will receive 3 phases when they earn West Virginia 1944 itself in the actual dockyard. And therefore you can earn the Wisconsin completely for free if you already own the West Virginia 1944, which is this ship right here. So if you own this ship already, you don't have to spend any doubloons to get the Wisconsin. All you have to do is grind the missions as per usual. That's pretty much it. Anyway, so here's the Wisconsin. Let's start off, as usual, with my armor layout. So the armor layout is 32mm armor on the nose, 32 on the back, and then we have 38 deck and 38 side, and then 38 side plate. And if we remove the hulls and stuff, as you can see, the Citadel actually sits underwater, which if we were to find the Iowa and the Missouri, for example, Iowa's Citadel sits just above the waterline, I believe, or just at the waterline, and Wisconsin's, on the other hand, sits completely under the water, just like, for example, something like Illinois, I believe, because Illinois also is a lowered Iowa, I believe. Obviously, it's not an Iowa class because of the guns that are different. But as you can see, the Citadel sits low like the Illinois. Something actually like the Illinois and not like the Iowa. As you can see, the Wisconsin is lower in the water. That's what causes the lower Citadel. Then, for example, something like Iowa. Iowa sits way higher in the water. But something like Illinois, for example, sits just as low in the water as the Wisconsin. Anyway. So for my commander build, this is what I'm going to be running. I have Halsey, because I move it straight from Montana, or well, straight from Ohio and Missouri. I use it on all those ships. You can use it here again. I use preventative maintenance, gun feeder, grease the gears, brisk, adrenaline rush, concealment expert, fire prevention expert, and emergency repair expert. For my equipment, I'm running artillery plotting room mod 2, concealment system mod 1, prop mod 1, artillery plotting room mod 1, damage control system mod 1, and damage control system, or damage control party mod 1. There you go. For the camouflage for the ship, this is the permanent camo for the ship. There is also another one available in the dockyard, but I don't have it to showcase it to you. But this is the normal perma camo, which is what it looks like. This is the alternate. So pretty much similar to something like Missouri's. The only thing I'm a bit sad about is they did not include the hull number on the Wisconsin here. As we know, on the Missouri, they do include the hull number on the ship, 63. I believe, I don't know which one, 60... Is it Wisconsin 64 maybe? Not sure. But as you can see, Missouri has the hull number on the back and on the front. So I'm quite sad Wargaming didn't add the hull number on something like the Wisconsin. Does Illinois have a hull number even though it wasn't built? See, something like Illinois also has a hull number, but it was never built. Maybe they add it on the final camouflage of the ship. But anyway, it doesn't have a hull number right now. I'll cover the ship characteristics right now, and I'll skip straight the gameplay, guys. Well, you can skip straight the gameplay, but I'm gonna cover the ship characteristics right now. If you want to skip straight the gameplay, I'll keep the video chaptered for you guys. So for HP, we have 81,100, which compared to Montana, for example, because it is a Tier 10 battleship, is lower. It is still higher than something like Missouri, for example. 25% torpedo protection damage reduction. Main guns, we have 9 406mm guns, 30-second reload. Pretty good Sigma, I believe. Decent gun range, of course, with the range mod. We are taking range mod to improve our dispersion, but also, that's really it. I mean, I wouldn't really like to spec into better turret traverse or anything. I don't really think you need it, but this one's pretty good because it buffs your shorter range dispersion, and it's okay. For the, well, airstrike, you have airstrike ASW, whatever. AA defense, it says 90. I believe it's actually pretty good, especially since it also gets DFA access. So it should be pretty decent overall, but I don't know. Maneuverability, you go 34.1 knots top speed, which is quite fast. And you also, well, I also have brisk on mine, which means I'm going to go even faster, going around 37 knots. It is slower than something, for example, like Missouri. I believe the reason for this is, well, Illinois sits lower. It goes the exact same speed as Illinois. So I believe it's something to do with the weight of the ship. Maybe it's just finds it harder to get to the top speed. I don't know. Anyway, it does have a better turning circle radius though, and a better rudder shift time. For concealment, it's 12.9, so that's actually pretty decent overall. Missouri is actually 12.7, but this is a tier 10, so comparing it to Montana, it's, well, Montana's 14 kilometers. Rhode Island is 12.3. Vermont is, ooh, we don't know. It's probably like 12.7 or something. It's actually probably a bit worse, actually. And Illinois, well, okay, well, I guess we're not gonna find out. Anyway, that is the ship characteristics. I think we should skip straight to the game. Alright, so here we are on Loop Arms Race. I'm actually going to showcase a replay in the Wisconsin. Now, I don't normally showcase replays in my reviews, but I had a really good Wisconsin game when I was testing it. So I really want to showcase it to you guys because I think you'll find it a bit exciting here. Anyway, something important I want to mention before the gameplay is the F key. What does it do? Well, of course, you need to get shell hits for it. If you get shell hits for it, around, well, 6% per shell hit. So if we do 100 division by 6, you need around 17 shell hits to actually get the proc. If you get 17 shell hits over multiple salvos, you get a 50% reload buff. And you also get an 80% consumable reload time preparation buff. So, what about this F key? So it gives you a reload booster, but it also gives you a basically San Martin almost F key where you reload your consumables very fast. But you do not get the downside of having very slow consumable reload time. These are standard consumable reload times. It also has an improved heal like Iowa, by the way. So you get a 19k heal, which is nice. So yeah, so the F key. Now you're gonna, so with this F key, it's quite interesting actually, because you have two options, right? When you use the F key, you're gonna either have the option to start blasting half your reload, or you also have the option, let's say you don't want to blast, you just need to survive for longer. You can also use the F key to just heal faster, heal faster. So it's up to you really, what you want to do. Which is quite interesting. Now, does that mean you want to save the F key for only reloads? Or do you want to save the F key for only tankiness? No, of course, you want to try, well, honestly, you want to try maximize it by just saving it, right? For a situation where you can use both. But let's say there's a desperate situation where, well, honestly, you could spam the reload boosters. And you could also spam the heals. It's really up to you. It depends on your playstyle. Just use it when you're most comfortable in using it, I guess. Just don't waste it, right? Don't waste it on like an angled ship or something. I don't know. With AG, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. By the way, for those of you wondering, I will be playing this ship on stream. So make sure to join my stream. Link will be in the chat, or well, in the description of the video. Go on my Twitch channel, MalteseKnight. And make sure to come and say, can you please play Wisconsin for me today? And then I'll probably play it for you, because I'll probably be playing a lot of Wisconsin this week. Because honestly, I play Missouri a lot. And, well, Wisconsin, quite a similar playstyle to Missouri overall. It's the same class of ship. Pretty much the same strengths and weaknesses overall. Except this has a reload booster, so it's kind of just better. It does not have the radar, but it does have the spotter plane for Iowa, which is nice. Anyway. So here we are pushing up on Arms Race. This is going to be a pretty good game, actually. I know, like I said, I don't normally showcase my best highlights in ships. And I normally do it live commentary. But I've been playing a bunch of this ship. I just really wanted to show you this game because it really does. Actually, I haven't even played a bunch of this ship. I think I've played this ship around 10 games total. And this was one of my, probably, this is my best game in the ship. So I had to show it to you. So we're up to 32,000 damage in a few minutes, in 3 minutes. Which isn't too bad. And we're trying to play semi-aggressive. I know there's a submarine player here, but it's okay. We will try our best to survive against him, I guess. So moving up to the Mesa. We'll see what we can do against him. obviously we should be able to beat him with a reload booster especially and quicker heal cooldown. Also, our citadel's underwater, right? But that doesn't mean you should show full broadside in this ship, guys. Of course, if you show full broadside, they're gonna full pen you. So sometimes it's just still best to bow in, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm not full broadside because my citadel's underwater, guys. I still want the angle tank, of course. By the way, I just want to say how lovely this ship looks. Because, well, I mean, look at it. The brown deck, I prefer to... Seriously, I prefer it to the gray deck the Missouri has. If any of you know why the Wisconsin in-game has a brown deck, whilst Missouri and Iowa in the game have a gray deck, I would greatly appreciate it in the comments. Because I do want to know and learn about this stuff. And you guys always, when I ask these questions, always come up with responses that are quite accurate, and you sometimes source your information or link your information, so it's a nice read. So if you guys know why the Wisconsin in this game has a brown deck, whilst the Missouri and the USS Iowa have a gray deck or black deck, let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, here we are. I'm honestly surprised I'm not using my heal right now. It's probably because I'm trying to do 100 things, but it's okay. Now I'm using it, so it's not too bad. I also launch ASWs. I get super excited about the CV. I'm happy the Mesa actually died to my teammates here, because I can end up shooting the CV quicker. I'm actually contemplating using the F key, but I think I'm trying to save it maybe for something. Nope. Okay, maybe not. I'm just excited. Honestly, I used the F key really early there for no reason, because they didn't give me any buff for like at least 4 seconds, which is quite bad. But it's okay, it doesn't matter in this situation. So we're gonna shoot their carrier. We're gonna get 1 citadel. Now the ship is quite accurate. I think it's probably one of the most, if not the most accurate battleships in the game. The dispersion's very good, and the Sigma's very good. So you should get consistent salvos, pretty much every salvo, which is nice because we end up killing the CV pretty easily. We're up to 126,000 damage in 5 minutes, which isn't too bad. It's actually pretty good, of course. Hopefully we end up killing the sub also. We'll see. And someone else ends up killing the submarine, but that's okay. Anyway. More about the Wisconsin. I mean, honestly, guys, normally Dockyard ships, some of them are pretty good, and some of them aren't that good. But in this case, it's a pretty good Dockyard ship, and I'm happy that actually Wargaming made it available for people who had the West Virginia 44. If you have that available in your port, they allow you to get this ship for free, which is really nice, I think. I think that's a great addition. We don't normally get that. I don't think we've ever had a situation where you can get a top tier Dockyard ship for free for just having a West or having a lower tier ship or something. So that's quite cool. It's also an incentive for players to just play the Dockyard missions and get a tier 10 ship if they already own West Virginia 44. West Virginia 44, by the way, I've been playing it recently. I know it's slow and awful, but it's actually not that bad. I thought it was actually a pretty decent car for tier 7. It's actually not that bad. So if you have it, maybe try it a round or two. Maybe it sucks. Who knows? I actually had a decent time playing it recently because the secondaries are kind of crazy, even though the ship is awfully slow. Anyway, here we are trying to get cross-map salvos whilst we're trying to approach the enemy team. Of course, trying our best to get there as fast as possible. Remember, our top speed is well, it's actually not only, but it's quite fast. At right now we're not hitting it because we're turning, but around 34, right? 34.1 knots. With brisk, it goes up to 37.1 or something. That's pretty good. Anyway, so here we are. The Conqueror's gonna take a few torps. We're up to 159k damage. But as you can see, most of their team is still alive, and they're still winning on points right now. What we're gonna try to do is try to push up, see what we can do, and see if we can get any extra damage. We got our F key again. This is the nice thing about the F key. If you keep shooting salvos, you're gonna get more F keys, which is important. There is a skill you could also take if you really want. Whenever you reach 2 million potential, you'll get an extra heal. I think it's a valuable one, maybe over brisk, to be honest. It's a 3-point skill where you get an extra heal at 2 million potential damage. I think that's probably pretty useful on the Wisconsin. I might be trying that build out on stream, so make sure to join the Twitch channel and ask if I've tried the build or not, and I'll let you know my thoughts when I try the second build. But so far we're up to 173k damage. We're just shooting pretty much on cooldown if possible, and trying to get closer to the middle of the map so we can create this defensive line, I guess you can say. in the middle of the cab. Anyway, so this Worcester pops up in their spawn, and I'm going to try to shoot him, but I'm gonna wait for him to be at a better angle maybe to shoot him first. We do have quite accurate guns. He does seem to be overturning, not too hard though, so we'll have to wait and see. And we're gonna reload boost him because I get really excited. We smash him for 19k damage, which, okay, it's not the best, but it's pretty consistent behavior with this ship. Now he does make the big mistake of going full broadside to something like Wisconsin. By the way, the guns aren't only accurate when your FK is up. The guns are accurate all the time. That's the nice thing about it. And you just get a reload boost and quicker consumable reload time, which is also nice. Now in this case, we didn't actually smash the Worcester, which was a bit sad. I wonder if I actually end up shooting the Worcester. I do, because Yamagi actually ended up missing him. We try ASW another submarine here, because there are multiple submarines in the game. We end up citadeling the Worcester at that angle, which isn't too bad. Of course, we do overmatch Worcester. Pushing up into Annapolis kind of sucks, because we're having to deal with the secondaries a lot. We caused a flood on the submarine, which is nice. Our Amagi does end up dying, which makes this game even closer than expected. Now, the Napoli, I believe, he is making a mistake here, but we switched to Bongo because I think this island is just too high for me to arc it. I don't know 100%, but I do believe so. We shoot the Bongo instead, and we get 22,000 damage without the Citadel, so that's pretty good raw damage. We have 15-second reload here waiting on this broadside North Carolina. There is also a submarine around, so I don't want to play overly aggressive because I'm pretty much just running into the submarine at that point. So I'm staying here, trying to get this shot on this broadside North Carolina. The Napoli does go behind the rock, which is nice for me, because I don't have to deal with him right now. We get 0 damage there on the broadside North Carolina, which kind of sucks, to be honest. Maybe I aimed bad, or I don't know. Maybe just the island fucked it, or maybe I dipped my shells into the rock. I don't know. We get smoked up here, which is nice because I have the ability to go dark at will. But Napoli does end up going full broadside here. I do launch plane to spot him. I'm not sure if it's actually my plane spotting him or one of my teammates' planes. But anyway, he's spotted nonetheless. By the way, our SX is in their spawn. He's in the enemy spawn right now, guys. Pretty wild indeed. So we're up to 266k damage. And now I am in a pretty bad position overall. I want to use this F key so I make sure that the Napoli is dead. I'm surprised I'm not healing instantly, but I did. I'm a bit busy, I guess, with a lot of things. I'm looking around, I'm panicking, but it looks like I'm a bit okay. Anyway, 274k damage. As you can see, our reload is really fast with the F key enabled. It's nice. I'm aiming at this Conqueror. I'm thinking about shooting. Where do I shoot him? Probably superstructure because he's angled. I'm also trying to see where I'm going to blind fire the submarine with Kings. 16k damage there on the angled Conqueror. Now, I know we have arms race buffs. We have a 10% reload buff, guys. And we also have a 10% damage buff. Is it 10%? Yeah, it's 10%. But, I mean, in a real situation, you're also going to get arms race, so it's fine. It's just a nice game, I think, to showcase in general. Because everyone has, as you can see, by the way, look at the enemy team. They have giga buffs as well. Triple damage buff. I mean, it's not like we're the only team who has buffs, guys. Everyone has buffs. Except we don't have an HP buff. But it's okay, because we have permanent heal going on. We're up to 339k damage. I do believe this is where I may perish. But I will see. Hopefully I do get one salvo on someone. Well, the problem is I don't have a heal available. Now, I could have shot the Bongo and gotten an FK off. To be honest, by the time his shells come with the FK on, I don't think I would have died. But that's my mistake. It is what it is. Probably could have gotten way more damage this game if I wasn't so clueless in this situation. But it's okay. I tried to angle my ship to no point. But it's okay. We also miss a submarine, by the way, because he goes pretty fast underwater because it's a U4501. That's pretty much the game. Let's take a look at the score. All right, so for the score, we got 339,000 damage. We did end up winning the game. 106 shell hits, 4 kills, 8 citadels. We got 8 planes shot down. For team score, we ended up getting 3.3k base XP, so quite good base XP, which is nice. For detailed report, we got 100k on Conqueror, 63k on Haku, 40k on Worcester, 30k on Napoli, 30k on Bongo, and 30k on Massa, and then some chip damage on everything else. But most importantly, which is what I wanted to showcase, is all the damage came from AP this game, which is quite interesting. Because normally sometimes we want to shoot HE, with Montana especially, for example, against angled targets, and you get fires, etc. In this game, either we were lucky or I don't know, but we got pretty much all the AP damage we needed. Now in the case of you're fighting angled battleships, you might want to switch to HE, of course, because these are 406mm guns. But as you can see, the ship is quite powerful itself. Even if you minus 20% damage from arms race, realistically it was still a good match. 20% on everything. We took 175,000 damage ourselves, and of course we have, this is the credits and score screen, 1.9 million credits, 14k XP, 14k free XP, and 62,000 commander XP. Alright guys, so for my commander build, once again I'm running gun feeder, preventative maintenance, grease the gears, brisk, AR, concealment, fire prevention, and emergency repair expert. But realistically you could also run the remove preventative maintenance and brisk, and you take improved repair party readiness. I think that's actually pretty decent overall. I'm going to be trying it for sure on stream, so if you want, come and take a look. Link again is in the description of the video. For equipment, I'm running DCP mod 1, damage control system mod 1, artillery plotting room mod 1, prop mod 1, concealment system mod 1, and artillery plotting room mod 2. I'm also running the spotter plane, not the fighter. In terms of what I think about the ship, I think the ship is honestly worth getting. I think the ship is quite strong for the tier. It's pretty good and fun. It's fun to have an accurate battleship for sure. It has a pretty strong F key. One would say it's pretty overpowered, but it is a strong F key that is usable in multiple in-game situations, not just smashing people with main guns, but also playing defensive with the improved cooldown on the consumables. So it is a pretty good ship. It's worth, especially if you have West Virginia 44, because all you have to do is grind the missions. That's pretty much the video though, guys. Let me know what you think about the Wisconsin from this video. Let me know if you are going to be getting the Wisconsin or not. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Wisconsin, the new tier 10 battleship. In my opinion, definitely worth it. And I definitely enjoy playing this one, because I already enjoy playing Missouri a lot. And this one's just pretty much just better. Except it doesn't have radar, but it is just better. But that's the Wisconsin video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, a comment, and a sub to the channel. It'll help the algorithm greatly. If you can also follow my Twitch channel, guys. And also, if you can, join the Discord server. We're doing a contest right now for highest damage on Discord. It's for April of 2024. Come and join, and you might actually win some prizes. Even if you don't win the contest, you'll be entered for a raffle to actually win prizes. That's pretty much the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Big fan.